right, and I think I see more than 20 watching this session. So thanks to all our students who are here today for the Tech Brunch. You got to see a little bit of the backstage action, which I'm sure was fun for you guys. We've done we did a Tech Breakfast last year. This is the first Tech Brunch, obviously the first virtual Tech Brunch. And I'm Michael Barham, as many of you know, VP of Programs with the Foundation, just to reintroduce myself. The Tech Committee is an engagement committee of our board, led by Chris Lammers, who you see, who is the COO at Cable Labs. He'll introduce himself, but they are very supportive of our work and, helping us make sure we're supporting tech students, helping us find new tech partners to work with, and creating content for you guys to plug into. We'll be doing some webinars later in the year, and actually I think coming up in the summer for you to plug into. So they're very active and very supportive of our work and our fellows. And this is a great opportunity for you all to meet them, get to know them, and hopefully even make some long-lasting connections with them. And there are some partner executives here on the Tech Committee, also some alums. So a lot of people that you'll get to meet and engage with. The way really quickly this is going to work is for about a half hour, we'll be in this session meeting Tech Committee members. They're going to introduce themselves, tell you a little bit about their background and their career trajectory. And then at about 11:30, we are going to move to networking. And for my fellows should know, because they've been in for a day. So you guys are very practiced in the Hopin platform. But for my Tech Committee members especially, if you look at your tabs on the left, you're going to bounce right into networking at 11:30, and I'll come back in to make sure everyone knows. And you click ready to connect, and you'll be connecting to fellows who are here. And it looks like we actually have over 30 in this room in total. So a great showing. I've spoken enough. We're excited to get started. So with that, I'm going to toss it to Chris. I'll be here, and I can see some activity on the chat already. And, folks, committee members or students, if you have questions, feel free to use the chat, and then we'll hop into networking at 11:30. So without further ado, happy to be Chris Lammers.
Michael, thank you very much. I will keep this brief, providing just a bit of an overview of the committee. I've actually been involved with the foundation for, let's just say, a very long time. We've had probably 21 different interns across the past many years, and have made our second hire just this past year with Katie Chavez, that some of you may know, who is terrific. So an organization to which I am passionate about and committed to, and have had the great good fortune of working with our Tech Committee now for almost 10 years. But it's supported by 15 of my colleagues, an extremely dedicated group, very focused now on how we harness not only those of us that have our own professional careers, but taking advantage of alums who've walked in your shoes and listening and learning from how we can harness, to use the term intentionally, a diversity of voices in terms of what the committee is and does, and breathed new life into it with two of my colleagues that I'll introduce shortly, about a year and a half ago, and expanded the group to the now 16. And just by way of profiling, we have 6 members who are in your shoes. They're now EBF alums, representing a diverse group of companies: Acuity Brands, Amazon, General Motors, NBCU, and Tesla, representing where we think we have opportunities given these companies. The committee is fortunate to have 9 women among its members and 12 individuals of color. So I'm absolutely proud of the group that is now supporting what the committee is doing. We're focused on supporting summer conference through the Tech Brunch and the technical tracks. Secondly, outreach to both fellows and alums. And one of my colleagues, Rich Wolf, may talk a bit about that with where we're headed. We're focused on both webinars and profiling companies and the technologies they're involved in. Last but not least, going to the companies I mentioned earlier, how we may capture not only the traditional media companies, but companies into which many of you in the technology sector find yourselves. And that's where our alum connections are crucial. I'm fortunate to have two co-chairs who work closely with me and are as much, if not more, valuable in the success of what we're doing, Dalia McGee and Rich Wolf. And I will hand it over to Dalia and have her profile what she is and does. Dalia, you've got the mic.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. You guys, we talked yesterday, but again, I am Dalia McGee. I am president of the Alumni Association, and I was the first tech student at HBO. They were my corporate sponsor. And while I was in the program, there were really only a few of us. There had been a few graduates, but I was one of like 2 or 3 at the time. But had the fortune to meet Chris and be involved in tech capacity during my time in the program, and then got much more involved as an alum and a board member, joining this committee in particular and working with Chris, Rich, and everyone else on the committee hear from today on just making sure that we are a visible touch point for tech students because the population of us is so small. We're working on, trying to define what tech really means to us, because we know that the space of media, but also technology, is just rapidly advancing. And in 2010, when I started Emma Bowen, tech was pretty much one thing, which was computer science. And now it means a lot of different things. So, we meet regularly, and we are here to support you all as mentors, as people to help you in your career. I also know through the Launch program, I was able to mentor a tech student, Devante, and we have, continued to stay in touch. And, I think part of that has just been my involvement in this committee, but also because the foundation does a great job with, getting us mentor-mentee relationships within similar sectors. So with that, I will pass it off to Rich.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Dalia. Of course, thank you to Chris as well. So I'll give you a little bit of background about myself. I've really been introduced to the Emma Bowen Foundation from actually one of our great leaders of the industry who is no longer with us, Preston Davis, when he was president of BO&E for 25 plus years at the ABC television network. Upon his retirement, was kind enough to ask me, would I want to, I'll say, fill his shoes, which was completely impossible. But nonetheless, it was my entree into getting exposed to the Emma Bowen Foundation and being blessed enough to link with Chris in some way, shape, or form on the tech committee has been just a blast. And I continue to be so humbled by the students and the alumni and the sponsors of this organization. And as you guys know better than I probably, it's probably more important today than it's ever been. So hopefully we can continue to keep the momentum and grow and expand its mission. And I think we have some opportunities to kind of align ourselves with some organizations as well going forward. So hopefully all is good. A very brief background about myself. As my son reminds me all too well, I was born in the very fortunate baby boomer generation where life was simple and easy. I started in the industry in the dark ages, and maybe one of the gifts of that position was in 1976, the satellite industry was really embarking on unbelievable and unprecedented growth. And in some ways, it's kind of interesting as we look to 2020, there's almost a resurgence in the satellite industry. And I'd like to think that maybe we in the tech committee can maybe introduce satellite communication experts and leaders to this community, because I think they'll be an important part of the ecosystem going forward. Like everything in life, relationships kind of drive your path. So I was, after a 2+ year stint at a company called Hughes Television Network, which arranged satellite and terrestrial fiber service for sports rights holders and handle their production. I moved on to a company called RCA Americom, which at the time was a leading United States domestic satellite operator. And then luck found my way yet again in 1980, when before I was 26 years old, I landed in the department of the ABC television network. So I said at 26 years old, I basically made it, and I really did. I had a 33-year career at the ABC television network in broadcast operations and engineering, working with and for some of the best people in the industry, not the least of which is Diane Trineski, who happens to be, luckily for us, on this committee as well. And I was exposed to just, great people and great projects. 1980s seemed like the dark ages, as I said, and we transitioned the network from a terrestrial-based system dominated by a monopoly at the time called AT&T to the satellite. We moved it to digital satellite communications. We moved it to high-definition television in 2009. We helped the news division employ their satellite news gathering capabilities. I mean, just to have this opportunity was my gift and my blessing. And then in 2013, companies do what companies do, right? After a 33-year great run, they said, Rich, you may be a little too old, you may be a little too expensive, and maybe you're even a little. We need relationships after that allowed me to kind of grab on to a company called The Switch, where I am still an advisor at. And they are a company kind of pivoting. They've been around since 1991, 92, and need to get into OTT services, which they are. They need to get into esports services, which they are. And we've got a great thing coming up in mid-August with Charlie Conroy, who is the VP of gaming for The Switch, kind of leading a webcast that I think will really be great for you guys. So my run has been one of great luck, great fortune, and great people. And whatever I can do to help network, use my contacts, as old as they may be at this point, I would love to help in any way, shape, or form. And being close to Chris Lammers and being close to Dalia, who is a young rock star who just, I get mesmerized by how much she does and how good she does it all, is a real blessing for us and for you guys. So I can't wait for one. And with that, I think I will leave and throw it back to Chris, and then he'll introduce the next person. Thank you, everybody.
Chris, I wasn't sure we heard your audio. I didn't have audio there.
Can you guys hear me?
Now we got you.
Great. We'll pass it off to Sharita Caesar. And Michael, you've got the list of those in the sequence. So if you
happy to do it. Yes, happy to jump back in. No problem. Thanks.
Sharita, over to you.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to take the opportunity, and I know you'll hear from many of the folks here today, to be able to talk with you guys about what we're doing in our careers and how that kind of translates and may be a Geiger counter for you to figure out maybe some things that you would want to do. But just really excited to be part of this summer conference. What we hope to accomplish today in the networking is, drop a few pearls of wisdom, allow you to ask questions and navigate a little bit. My background is mechanical engineering, and I've been fortunate to translate that mechanical engineering into our media industry and telecommunications, and playing roles from, building pagers back in the day to now, really driving, a whole new evolution of our network and cable with Comcast. I play a role in Comcast around our technology environments, and I look at all the facilities where we have all the equipment going from, our access network to the homes of, our millions of customers, and being able to test and validate that in the environments that we ensure the reliability of those products and services has been the opportunity that, I've been able to contribute to what's happening in the industry. I've been here since, 1996, when cable basically passed the Telecom Act, and that changed the industry dramatically because now we get competitive. And so video morphed into video on demand and caller ID and all the ability to, bring all these different services, and then broadband entered and voice entered. It's just been an exciting ride. So I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to just talk to you guys about what you want to do, because there's so many things that can be done in our, media, from programming to and behind the scenes from a technical standpoint and programming and digitizing a lot of the analog assets that we have to be able to actually contribute to some of the deployments around what we're doing and services we're doing and technology that you experience today and beyond. Things are changing rapidly. And I have to say, I haven't been sitting on laurels here, because this whole industry is morphed, actually month over month, year over year. And, I'm just thrilled to be part of the committee, to be able to continue to pave a way and open up opportunities for you guys. At Comcast, we've enjoyed Emma Bowen interns that contributed to, our efforts, and we'll continue to do that. And we're just excited to be here. So I'll turn it back to the moderator. I'm looking forward to the networking session. Again, this is an exciting time for us to just dialogue and talk about the things that matter to you. So thank you.
Thanks, Trisha. Great to hear from you. Next up, we have Trisha Gammas. Trisha is an EBF alum and representing Amazon. So we are excited to hear from Trisha, and she should be hopping on shortly.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. I have my earbuds in, so just wanted to make sure the Bluetooth was working. But hi, everyone. I'm an Emma Bowen alum. I joined the foundation in 2007 through my corporate sponsor, the Walt Disney Company, actually. And I rotated throughout different teams in their company, from ABC television, casting, music, graphics, marketing, and Disney channels as well, and worked with them for 4 years before ultimately landing full-time positions with their team. And while I was in the ABC group, I was originally started off in the music production team, and at the time I was a computer engineering major, and decided, why not try to become an audio engineer? Because at the time, again, I was a computer engineering major. I thought that seemed, logical. But similar to what Rich was saying, the relationships that you have and the experiences that you're exposed to sort of light your path. That happened to me. With the Emma Bowen Foundation, I was fortunate to rotate through different teams and groups to see what I liked and what I didn't like. And, as I was going through the media industry, I just wanted to soak up as much as I can and learn as much as I can about how a media company operates, and ultimately landed in marketing. And at the time, when I was working in marketing, the group decided that they needed some help with, this new type of marketing, which was social media and digital marketing. And they had said, we really want somebody who understands technology and can learn about emerging platforms. And at the time, like, Twitter was an emerging platform. So I was sort of part of the team that made the first, social pages that you see today for like Scandal or Grey's Anatomy. So, it wasn't as tech necessarily, like I wasn't coding or doing things that I was learning in school, but it was an opportunity for me to really figure out, how can I make my love of technology work for entertainment, which is what I was working in and given the opportunity to work in through the Emma Bowen Foundation. So I basically ended up in marketing. Currently, I work for Amazon Studios, their Prime Video marketing team, just marketing shows like Jack Ryan, Homecoming. Still working in digital and social media. So a lot of what I do is the stuff that you'd probably see online as we market our shows and our movies. But yeah, I feel like, my whole participation in the Emma Bowen Foundation really helped me find the career that I love, to kind of join my two passions. And I hope that all of you, as you're going through the program, is feeling the same way. Just soak up as much as you can, and just kind of echoing the sentiments that everyone has spoken about earlier. This industry is changing a lot, especially when it comes to technology. I started off my career in traditional studios like Disney or Fox, even had a stint at Live Nation, and now I'm at Amazon Studios, which operates very, very differently than what I was kind of trained and learned through my programs. So I'm looking forward to networking with all of you and answering any questions about how this industry is changing, just learning about how to go through the program, being a student as I am an alum, and chatting with you all soon. So thank you.
Thanks, Tricia. Next up, we have Greg Kahn. Greg is the president and CEO of the Internet of Things Consortium. Greg, can you jump on?
Can everybody see me and hear me?
All good.
All right. Thanks, Michael, and thanks everybody for joining. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm Greg. I have been an advisor to Emma Bowen for 8 months now. I don't know if we say that in the COVID environment of 8 months feels like 10 years or 2 weeks, but thrilled to be part of this esteemed group. I came into Emma Bowen through the former CEO, Rasan Harris, who I've known for, I hate to say this, but I think it's probably 40 years that I know Rasan at this point. And one of the former participants in Emma Bowen was a moderator at a conference that I hold every year in New York City called IOTC Next. Many of you may know him. Gio Benitez from ABC News moderated a panel on diversity and inclusion. And after that panel, I realized that I needed to get more involved with Emma Bowen, and was thrilled to be asked to join this group. I wear 2 hats. I run the Internet of Things Consortium as well as GK Digital Ventures. And I like to say that my career has had 3 chapters so far. The first 10 years, I was in the content side of the industry. So I was in film and television. Showtime Networks was one of the places where I spent some time. I also started 2 film companies, the first virtual film school at UCLA, and as well as a company around film festivals, aggregating audience data at film festivals around the world. 10 years of my career were in the advertising and publishing space. Was at Omnicom and Publicis Group, and then my last corporate position was at Meredith, where I ran digital revenue for Meredith Corporation. And 5 years ago, I started the 3rd chapter, which is in deep technology. And I kind of saw how quickly things were moving in not just the media space, but in technology, and felt that I needed to take a step out of corporate America to really become immersed and play a major role in sort of the ecosystem changes that were taking place. And so I started with my advisory firm with 2 clients, Microsoft and Fox, and have grown it since then. And on the advisory side, I invest and advise companies in what I call post-mobile technologies, which are everything from virtual and augmented reality, 3D printing, and connected devices. And I also lead what's called the Internet of Things Consortium, which is a group of dozens of companies that meet and pioneer new businesses in 5 areas of the Internet of Things. And those areas are smart cities, connected vehicles or transportation, smart homes, retail transformation, and connected health and wellness. And our clients are everybody. Many are represented in Emma Bowen. Members of the group include Comcast and Cox, Verizon and T-Mobile, AT&T, Disney, Procter & Gamble, MasterCard, Avis Budget, just to name a few. But it's an incredible group of companies and individuals and the public sector that get together to solve business challenges. I have always felt that the tech industry has needed more diversity and inclusion, and I'm thrilled to be a part of this group and happy to answer any questions and hopefully start to develop relationships that will guide you from your first jobs or those of you who are in jobs through the first chapters of your career. As I said, I've had 3 so far. One small piece of advice that I will say is that careers are not linear these days. Is that it's you don't have to know what you want to do in 20 to 25 years to have a very successful career. And, I was famously reminded by a friend of mine 20 years ago that at one point I wanted to own and operate a film studio, and now I'm deep in technology and running two very different ventures than a film studio. So the world is your oyster, and I'm happy to be here and look forward to meeting you all one-on-one.
That's great. Appreciate that. Next up, we have Kenny Ang. Kenny is an EBF alum and field quality engineer at Amazon as well. So Kenny, please join the stage. I saw you in the chat, so I know you're here. There you are.
Yeah, permissions approval.
Cool. You're in. Thanks, Kenny.
Actually, I've rotated a couple positions within Amazon by now, but kind of give you guys a high-level story about me. I'm an EBF alum from, I think first year was 2008. And I was intern rotating through some of the engineering departments within Bresnan at the time, and I think they're charter now. So I got to go through and experience through a lot of different engineering departments. One specifically being the digital video engineering space at the time, where we were able to grab all sorts of great video content from all different satellite streams and provide it to different customers at a time. Then I got the chance to rotate within the network engineering department, where we were able to kind of view and plan out the fundamental backbone, I would say, for some of the media, which is especially nowadays, which would be more of the networking and internet infrastructure for a lot of the customers that consume it. Especially with nowadays and the amount of resolution and bandwidth that each individual needs, as you guys can tell, everyone keeps on requiring more and more. And then from that, those were my two main rotations within charter at the time. And after that, I got the chance to, after I graduated, rotated over to Verizon Wireless, and where I kind of was doing something a little bit different at the time, which is doing more of the RF engineering / system performance engineering for Verizon Wireless. But ironically, due to the amount of demand for data, it kind of turned full circle. And I was able to work on very large projects with the NFL, doing a lot of their designing their cellular networks within stadiums, a lot of the large venues. I worked on something within Madison Square Garden within New York, providing a lot of downstream LTE capacity so that the venues can provide their media experience that they wanted to provide customers at the time. And what we keep on seeing at the time is the ever-changing demand and increasing demand for data and data capacity, because without high-speed data, a lot of this wouldn't be possible. And kind of jumping over at Amazon, I jumped over at Amazon initially to do some of the field quality engineering for some of their devices. But after a couple times, I rotated through quality assurance engineering, and now I'm actually a solutions architect, where I kind of help providers consume of the cloud, how to implement some of the cloud infrastructure with them. So I have a very broad background. I hope that any insight I can give you guys on my background can help you kind of further your career and help you decide on all the choices that you guys will be making. So looking forward to networking with you guys.
Thanks, Kenny. So we're at 11:30. I know we want to go to networking. Let's try and do quick intros for the last few folks. Sorry to give you guys short shrift, but just quickly want to introduce Diane Trineski. Diane, formerly the Chief Digital Officer at HBO. Really pleased to have you. If you want to hop on and say a quick hello, Diane, we'd appreciate it.
While Diane gets on, I just want to say Diane's partly responsible for my career in particular, because I can't remember what she came in as to HBO, maybe an SVP, but she was the first I saw that was sort of a leader in the industry. And she became our chief digital officer, I think, before she left. And now it's full circle that we're on a committee together working through tech.
Thanks for that, Dalia. So while we wait on Diane, maybe we should just jump ahead. I know we also have Pashan Mann, who's a VP Talent Acquisition, new to the tech committee. So Pashan, why don't you come on and introduce yourself? Looks like Diane's having some trouble.
Hi, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. Welcome, everyone. So I'm the people person on the committee. Super excited. Have always been passionate about people and passionate about getting folks of color into the tech industry. My background consists of talent acquisition, D&I, and large tech companies. I've worked for Microsoft. I've worked for Dell. I've also led talent acquisition for Gannett prior to the split. So it's now Gannett and Tegna. So I had USA Today, I had all the TV stations, and just excited to bring tech folks into our industry, just to be sensitive to time. So is that quick enough for you, Michael?
That was great. Thank you, Pashan. I appreciate you rolling with it. I did see Zanita join as well. So Zanita, if you want to do a quick intro, you can request access. I don't think I had you as a moderator. You can request to share audio and video, and I'll see you pop up here. I know Diane was having a little trouble. Okay, I see you, Zanita, so I'm going to give you that access now, and then we'll go to networking.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Zanita.
Hello, everyone. I'm Zanita Henderson. I'm a 33-year veteran in the cable industry. Actually started on the vendor side and now happily employed with the Society of Cable Telecommunications Engineers. Also have been very much involved across the industry in various associations to make sure that people of color are definitely well represented in the tech space, and very, very proud to be a part of the EBF community and look forward to working with everyone. Great to meet you, and thanks for coming today.
Thank you, Zanita. That was even quicker. Okay, great. So we're in good shape. We still have close to a half an hour for now. Everyone knows how to get there. It's on the left side of your screen. You're going to see the networking tab. Click in there and click that you're ready to network, and you're going to make a connection. You can click the connect button once you're in there as well, and that will essentially allow you to exchange business cards, as Sharita put it. So please jump into networking now. We've been having a lot of fun here, but this room will be closing. So we'll see everyone in networking, and enjoy, and keep an eye on the chat if you have any questions. Thanks all, and see you soon.